All right, I'm back. It's 10:30 at night now, and this is the following day. It's a team effort to get this thing done and on a truck off to Vegas. At this point in time, it's not days and nights. It's one long time period that we're trying to make the best of. And I realize that it's crunch time, and I realize that I'm probably not the best person to have standing over your shoulder while you're trying to get stuff done. So I removed myself from the equation and came in at night just to check that everything's going okay. So we're gonna put the wheels on it, we're gonna load this up, bring it around the corner to another shop and fabricate the charge pipe for it. Then we can bring it back here, start filling it with fluids and crank the thing up. We've got dyno time reserved tomorrow, and then this thing's gonna get loaded on the truck and off to Vegas. So we've got two guys tag team in the drive, and there should be enough time, right? Like I've stepped aside, I leave it to the professionals. When you're tearing stuff apart, I've got that. When it's actually putting it back together and needing it to work, it's a different story. Now, as I said, we went with all new stuff to minimize the amount of things that could go bad. But the only thing I've learned in racing is you throw more money at something and it just looks nicer. So we'll find out what happens and get this thing started first, look for leaks, and then we'll get it to the dyno. Watch the top. I think it's clear, right? Or does the door go up a little bit? Look at that sexy ramp truck right there. Following day, we're on our third shop this build, and we're over here and the car is pretty much done. We tried to remote in a tune before we go to the dyno just to get it idling and everything like that. We're gonna have to get that done in the morning, and we're gonna dyno it over at Felix Medina's shop in New Jersey, which is closer to the way we're going, which is Las Vegas, which is good because as soon as it gets off the dyno, it goes right on the truck and non-stop to Vegas. So we are, like anything, cutting it as close as you could possibly cut it. We should be getting into Vegas around 5 o'clock if all goes according to plan on Saturday, and I am racing this car on Sunday morning. Still, when we get out to Vegas, I got to get the tires swapped over. So we have things to do when it does get there, but it is either going to be a very early morning or a very late night once we get to Vegas. Right now, we're putting on the big brake kit. We're putting on the other wheels and tires. We have an issue. The tires that I got with the R888s are in Vegas already that are going to clear my brakes. So I'm going to have to reverse my wheels and put the rear wheels on the front and the front wheels on the back, which means it's not going to turn very well, but at least it'll get it on and off the truck. You know, it's exciting, right? But at least everything else is done. We got to get the bumper on here. We'll put the other headlight in. There's fluids in it. So once the brakes are done, we're pretty much there. I'm going to tell you the interior's in, but I promise you it's not yet. But it will be by the end of the night. We have all night until the dyno to get this done, and there's not much left on our list. So here's where we're at. It's now midnight, and later this morning, because it's now the next day, we're going to be bringing this car to dyno. Let me show you what we didn't do and how we're going to run it a little dirty in Vegas, but we're close. If you come around here, we're just going to duck because I'm not going to put the car up in the air. We've got the Brembos on in the front, which is nice, right? We're going to take those wheels and we're going to put the rear wheels on the front so that we can clear these brakes. My new wheels are in Vegas. When you come under here, you'll see we ended up going with the T56 transmission, Granis Racing, good shit. And we ended up going with an 8.8 Ford rear end instead of doing the V160 swap. Everything's new under here. We're minimizing the amount of things that can go wrong so that when they go wrong, it's probably easier to fix and we don't have to go chasing around parts. So everything is new. We've got all the fab work under here. Very nice shit. We've got the tilt and clutch in there. We've got the flex fuel sensor here. And we've got the beefed up output shafts. And then you'll see where we're going to be lacking here in the back a little bit. We can't get my calipers on the back here because we got these heat shields on these rotors because of the different rear end that we had to put in the different axles. So we're going to be slumming it on these not existing. These aren't the 141,000 mile Supra calipers. These are rebuilt ones that Mo had in the shop. So we've at least got a good set of calipers on the back, so we don't have to worry about them locking up or anything. And these used brakes. So we're gonna go at it with this. We've got the coilovers on it. We've got the exhaust. Everything is good to go. We've got the dyno time tomorrow scheduled at 11, and it's like a 43-hour drive to Vegas from there. So if you think about 43 hours, you got 48 hours to get there. I think we got this. So that's what you got. We're leaving my wooden plate frame on here. That's a little pride piece and very difficult to get off, if I was to be honest with you. That'll be taken care of at the body shop. We're going to be rolling a little bit ugly in Vegas. It's going to be a little bit of a chop job, but we're going to get there. We're going to have a good time. We're running in the gate spring. We're doing a 14-pound spring. So that means on 93, I'll be running 14 pounds. I can sort of double that. 2 bar is going to run me about 1,000 wheel horsepower. So we'll see it at the dyno later this morning. I'm getting a little tired here. And we'll see where we're at. Here at Felix Medina Racing, it's almost 3 o'clock on Thursday. Remember, oh, hello, how you doing? Remember, we have a race on Sunday morning in Las Vegas. Thursday, New York. Still haven't had our first fire on the car. And when I say fire, I mean it hasn't cranked over yet. Once we get it cranked up, we'll do a couple of dyno pulls, load it on the truck, and get it out of here. The suspense is there. Don't tell me I'm wrong. And that's if everything goes according to plan. And there's also no seats, no interior yet. We'll get to that while we're dynoing it. It's 6:26 p.m. Thursday. Idling, it started. We had to roll the fenders, put some wheels on it, because we're going to put it on the dyno here. We're going to see just how much it makes. We're 14 pounds of boost on 93 octane right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it sounds. 0 miles on the engine, but let's see what it does. First dyno activity right now. No miles on the car. This is probably first couple thousand feet. First boost coming up. Here we go, first dyno pull. Yeah, well, let's race. A lot of Supras, you always expect the graph to go like this. Whoosh. This one, oh. The twins are going to give it more girth under here. And ask anyone, girth is important. little ethanol in there and see what we can do. Make most of the boosts, because we're still going to go bigger later, but probably get it up to about 30, 32 pounds of boost right now. And let's get wild. Change the fuel, some ethanol now, and we're going to go for all the boosts. All right, time doesn't matter anymore, so don't worry about what time it is. But it's dark outside. This car's got about 50 hours until it has to be in Las Vegas, currently in New Jersey. Do the math, you know, you can always do the math. We ran into an issue that, obviously, there's always issues, but we ran into an issue where we couldn't make more than 20 pounds of boost, and we were trying to chase that. We pressurized it. There's no boost leaks. The best we can come up with is, I think, and I do appreciate the Garrett turbos because they're awesome, but I think we may have two different turbine housings, and this one is definitely a 0.92. There's a chance that this is a 0.72. If that's the case, they're spinning at different speeds. That's an issue, and that would cause something similar to what we're dealing with right now, is that no matter what we do, we can't get the car to make more than 20 pounds of boost. So I'll be in touch with Full Race and Garrett. We'll see if we can figure that out. And at least this is an easy swap, so we can swap that out. When we get to Vegas, we'll be wrenching again. Still have to put the brackets together, the headlights on, the carpet in, the seats in, and make this thing show ready. And maybe, who knows, even a car wash, right? So we'll see what happens. Time to load this up, pack this stuff up, and we're going to race it. We can remote tune it, but if we don't remote tune it, we're going to be racing it at about 730 wheel horsepower, which is no slouch, especially for a road course and everything. I'd really like to be at that sort of horsepower level, although I would like to be up at the 1,000+ horsepower level when we're doing the straight line stuff. Such is life. Let's go have a good time. Let's get this thing in the truck and cross our fingers that nothing else goes wrong.